Hello AOS fans, Robin back once more, this time with a little bit of fun for you. I want to talk about the 6 worst objective cards in Warhammer Underworlds. There's some pretty stiff competition for the 6 worst cards, and I could have chosen several others, but these are the 6 I've lit upon this time. Do let me know what you think. Are there some that are worse, or are these the most stinky cards in the game? Start off, we've got Twilight Conqueror. Score this in an end phase if all your surviving fighters, at least 3, are neither in your territory nor enemy territory. The chances of you pulling this off in a best of 3 more than once is almost 0. The chances of you pulling it off at all are practically 0. So I think this card, if anybody's ever played this card, I would love to know. Because, I mean, it's just so difficult to do, I think, to get all 3 in there and fight effectively. I just don't know why anybody would take it. So that's my first choice. My second choice is Inchpin. Score this immediately, so it is a score this immediately card, which is good. If your leader was a supporting fighter during 3 or more attack actions in this phase. I mean, now, I know there are different play styles in this game, but I rarely end up with supporting fighters. I feel privileged if I do. To have your leader, who is almost inevitably the best fighter in the game, supporting in three attacks is, I can't imagine it happening. I mean, what are the chances? And it's a score immediately, so what? I mean, it's 1 glory. Maybe if it was 3 glory, you might think about it. It might be a reasonable strategy, but this, I mean, is a stinky card, I think. Next card, Aggressive Commander. Score this in the 3rd end phase. It's a 3rd end phase card. If you draw this at the start of the game, okay, you might mulligan. If you draw it in the 2nd phase, then you've got to carry it on until the end of the game if you want to score it. And that's only if you took the first activation each round. So not only are you relying on winning all of those rolls, which, you know, chances are that you're not, and you've then actually got to be tactically. It's got to be tactically in your favour to want to go first. And like I said, it is if you carry this card, but really, Aggressive Commander, I think that's a rubbish card. The competition for this one also comes with Seized Initiative, where if you roll 3 crits on any of the rolls to start the game, you score that. I mean, that's possibly just as bad or possibly worse than this one, but that is at least score immediately, which is why I picked this one over it, because this is a score in the 3rd end phase. Possibly the worst card in the entire game, All or Nothing. Score this in the 3rd end phase if you have scored no objective cards this game. If you do, you cannot score any other objective cards. It's worth 5, which is pretty great. But at the end of the day, why would you ever play this? I mean, I did think it would be quite fun to generate a deck that had, I mean, even better now because you could have the Toad of Offerings on there and the cards like Garrick's card or Magore's card that gives them +1 glory for every kill. But why not have that? And other cards that give you glory. I mean, it just doesn't seem worth having this card. I don't know if anybody's tried it. I don't have any luck with it. But, I mean, really, I think this is an awful card. I don't think anybody would ever play this card, would they? Would they? Who knows? Arcane Implosion. Score this immediately if an enemy fighter is taken out of action whilst attempting to cast a spell. Well, score immediately. Slightly in its favour. I don't play a lot of games, but I've yet to see a wizard come close to killing himself by casting a spell. To be honest, magic is so weak in this game. Quite often I can see a whole game go by with nobody casting any spells. So that's why Arcane Implosion is in my worst cards. And then Trash to Treasure. Score this immediately if an opponent discards 3 objective cards in an end phase. Well, okay, I'm pretty sure it's very, very unlikely that anybody would score nothing. I mean, it does happen, but it's very, very unlikely they would score nothing, and almost even more unlikely that they would then discard all 3 of their objective cards, isn't it? So that's why Trash to Treasure is in there. So they're my 6 worst objective cards in the Warhammer Underworlds game. I could have had some others. Total Annihilation, or the one where you get 7 in the 2nd end phase is pretty poor. Our Powers Combined, which is more to do with support, so I think it's not quite as bad as Inchpin, but it's not far off. Honest Opponent, where you don't play any ploys. I mean, again, it could happen, but there's some stinky cards in here. It's interesting. There are a few cards that are always played, and the restricted list has come in to stop those from always being played, which of course just brings out another set of cards that are always played. But I would love to see a list of cards that are never ever played. Maybe somebody with some statistics could go through one of the deck databases and bring out the cards that are never ever played. I should say these are only looked at universal cards here. I haven't looked at the specific Warband specific cards. So maybe there's another video in there with terrible Warband specific cards. But they're my worst 6. Interestingly, maybe they could be the reverse of a BAR card. Maybe they could be one of these you get glory, a list of cards you get glory if you include them. If you have the balls to include all or nothing, you get a couple of extra glory. Can't see it happening. It'd be quite funny, kind of reversed BAR list. Anyway, let us know what you think. What are your least favourite cards? What are the terrible cards you'd love to take? I really, 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 really want to take Peerless Fighter, but I just can't bring myself to do it. Let us know in the comments below. Join the discussion, and we'll see you soon. Bye!